everyone. It is Rory here at that Eurovision site, and I am so incredibly thankful because we are carrying on in our Eurosong 2023 interviews. And today I am super duper thrilled to be joined by K Muni and ND, who are hoping to represent Ireland at Eurovision 2023 with their song Down in the Rain. How are you guys doing?
Happy to be here.
Very,
Fantastic.
very good. We're doing good. Thanks for having us.
No problem at all. Thank you so much for sort of taking some time out from your very busy schedule just to, come and talk to us. I know obviously we were talking just before the interview started. You said it's been very, very busy. So yeah, so just so you will be hoping to represent Ireland with Down in the Rain. And I kind of want to just get started just by sort of asking you how did the song kind of come about? Like what's the message of the song? If you want to answer, Andy.
Yeah, that's all. Sorry, this always happens in interviews when we're speaking over each other. So I'm gonna
No,
go
no,
ahead.
don't worry about it. It's all good.
Yeah, Down the Rain is a song that is on our EP. So we have a 9-song EP called Welcome to Longford. So that is the third song, if I'm correct. And it basically tells the story of a period of time in our careers where we felt that our music wasn't getting the attention it deserved. So it was a low point in our career. So we thought we'd write about it. And we'd also write about the experience of getting outside of the rain as well. So it depicts a story just to keep following your dreams, keep pursuing your goals, and never give up, really.
Well, that's such a great sort of narrative to kind of go on with, because obviously everyone's always struggling with things, but even if it's not in a musical context, it can just be anything that kind of goes on in life. It's just sort of pushing through,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
great message, yeah. So I guess also sort of like thinking about that, I guess sort of why did you decide to like Eurosong was like the place to sort of submit that, I guess. So what was your sort of motivation for kind of jumping into the Eurovision world?
So the story behind that one is a bit funny because we never had no intention of ever being Eurovision contestants or anything like that. So it was actually funny because one day my younger siblings had come back from school and they're talking about the Late Late Toy Show. And I'm thinking in my head, how can I get my younger siblings to go and watch the Late Late Toy Show or be part of it live? So then I went on Google and I searched up on the RT website trying to apply to find out how I could make that happen. And the forum was asking me some random questions like, "Who's your Irish hero?" And I was like, yeah, I don't have time for this. So let me click out of it. So I clicked out of it, and then I seen in the corner apply for Eurovision 2023. And I was like, you know what? What would be funny if we applied for Eurovision 2023. So literally, Down in the Rain was the song that after the EP had released, like it was getting a lot of a positive response. So I just decided, you know what, that's going to be the song that I'm going to enter into Eurovision. But as I said, I didn't think anything would come out of it or anything would happen. So I didn't even tell ND about it. So he didn't know anything about it. So literally 2 months after, a few days after my birthday, actually, I got a call from Michael Keeley and he was like, yeah, blah, 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 your song has been selected for Europe to potentially represent Ireland at Eurovision. I'm like, what? So it was crazy.
That's such a crazy way of just like, oh, I'll just chuck it in. Oh, like you won't get anything out of it, and then all of a sudden it just
Yeah.
kind of like hits, and you're like, wait, what? It's such a weird way. But you never know. This is the thing. You'll never know unless you actually submit it. So if anything, it just goes to show that that's exactly what you guys need to kind of push. If anyone else wants to try and get into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So you kind of mentioned that you were kind of struggling to kind of get into the music industry, and your journey into music was kind of shown in I think it was a documentary that it was like
Yeah.
Longford,
Yeah.
yeah.
Welcome to Longford.
So I guess I feel like now that things are starting to kind of take off a little bit, I guess are you feeling like you're getting in the right sort of direction, so sort of like where you guys are wanting to be as musicians?
I think definitely we've always wanted nationwide recognition and international recognition, and we're getting that from a lot of ESC fans as well. So they're going crazy on Twitter. So it's always been a dream and been a goal of ours to get national and international recognition. But we know that this is just the start, and this is not where we're gonna end. We wanna get more. We want to get more and want to go further.
Oh yeah, it'd be great. Obviously, just having a platform. Like even if you guys don't end up going to Liverpool, or even if you do, regardless, you're already getting like your names out. to like such a wider audience already. So I can only imagine that the support for you is just going to go up and up and up from this. So I'll be keeping everything fingers crossed for you, obviously. And I guess as well, you know, sort of you kind of mentioned on Twitter now, you've been a bit sort of active on Twitter, sort of with your Eurovision knowledge. We've seen about what was it, Luxembourg trying to be in the contest.
Oh my
I
days.
I have to say I wish we could say that Luxembourg was still in it. Maybe you might be able to push them to come. Maybe potentially, but
Yeah.
I guess sort of, you know, you're bringing something fresh, like some the rap scene in Ireland is very like under sort of
Yeah.
appreciated, I guess. So do you think that, you know, it's a good idea to sort of show off this kind of hidden side to Irish music? Because a lot of people I always just kind of think it's just Celtic music or trad or, you know, like sort of traditional acoustic. Like, is it something that you're excited to bring?
Over the last few years, like I feel like Ireland has changed so much as a country. Like there's so many different cultures and races and stuff like that. And so I feel like it is really important for us to show the direction that Ireland is going in now, because like things have changed a lot. So obviously us rapping is a whole, even for Eurovision, it's something that's still not really appreciated yet. It's still different for Eurovision. Even the sound, like, can I ask you, Rory, what would you call, what genre would you put Down in the Rain under?
Oh, I don't know. See, I was thinking of this when I first heard the song. I was thinking like it could like be sort of a trip hop kind of vibe, but it could also kind of fall into hip hop in a sense as well, but also kind of it reminded me a lot of sort of a similar style of like Dave and like kind of Krept and
Yeah,
Conan, like those kind of like styles of rap as well. So I
yeah.
kind of like that kind of style. So it, like how you say, like it crosses so many different kind of genres.
Mm. Because
Yeah.
originally it's Afro swing, but some people like to put it under hip hop as well. But it's kind of like, yeah, you would hear it a lot in the UK. It is quite popular in the UK. So obviously we're trying to bring it to Ireland, make it more popular in Ireland. So I'd say maybe we're pioneers in Ireland for this genre of music.
Oh yeah, rightfully so. You know, like bring it to the fore, and you know, it's great to see such variety as well. Just sort of taking part in Eurosong as well, because you know we've got you know, electronic music, we've got rock, we've got kind of, well, Afro swing, and now as well. Like it's such a wide variety, and it's sort of great to see that sort of reflection of sort of Irish music kind of being a reflection of Ireland nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. So I guess you know, kind of going on from that, I guess sort of who are some of your musical inspirations? Like who are the sort of people that you kind of look up to, being like, oh, I want to be like my music to be like this person.
I would say I listen to a lot of obviously Drake is a big one. Um I do listen to a lot of American music in terms of like Lil Durk and things like that, but I like to experiment with my music. I try a lot of different things. Ed Sheeran is a big one as well. He's definitely like an influence of mine, and just his melodies and the way he can switch it up and do a lot of different things is definitely an inspiration of mine. So for me personally, what about you, Kofi?
For obviously you mentioned Dave there. Dave is one of my favorite artists. I actually listen to Dave so much. I feel like he has so much substance in his music. Um, Ed Sheeran is a big one for both of us as well. Like Ed Sheeran is so versatile. I feel like people don't actually appreciate him enough. He does
Yeah,
so many different styles. Apart from them two, like I listen to so much music. I listen to almost every genre of music. So
it's hard
when
to
I
pick out one, isn't it?
yes, very hard to. I would never say I listen to only one style of music, but obviously from Ireland as well. Dermot Kennedy, he's starting to get into my
Oh,
playlist.
yeah. I do love a good Dermot Kennedy. He's like again one of like the big up and coming artists that are from Ireland as well, which is
It's
so good as
huge.
well because his music is so interesting as well. Like it's just so good to listen to. So good. So I guess sort of like, you know, we're looking ahead now to your to Eurosong and sort of Eurovision, I guess. What are some of your like favorite sort of memories of
Mm.
Eurovision? Like, you know, like obviously, you know, you kind of grew up watching Eurovision. I'm assuming that you must have like some kind of favorites kind of
Mm.
or things that stick in your mind.
Yeah. For me, one of the most random ones was when Dustin the Turkey was in Eurovision, because I never knew it. When I watched and I seen Ireland, I was like, "What's going on here?" um, well, I was wild. I don't know if you remember as well. There was a Conchita Wurst back in
Oh
the
yeah.
day. Yeah, that's a very iconic moment as well. And then obviously Jedward, like who can
Yeah,
forget Jedward?
you can't forget Jedward.
You could never forget Jedward. Jedward is like a moment that, you know, it will never leave you. Oh my God. Yeah. You've got some good taste though, I have to say. I mean, Dust and the Turkey, I don't think Ireland will ever peak that. I think it's going to be like, you know, that was the top level, you know, nothing can ever be beaten.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So you know, yeah, we the show is coming up in a couple of weeks now. So, you know, you've kind of been getting some rehearsals done and sort of working some things out. Can you give us some kind of secrets as to kind of what you're preparing for Eurosong, or is it all kind of just this big secret that we can't really hear anything about?
I'm gonna say one thing. It's gonna rain.
It's going to rain.
That's it. We're
Oh,
leaving it at that.
oh God. It's reminding me now a bit of the Jedward song, you know, what in Azerbaijan where they were like dancing in the waterfall or like in the fountain thing. I'm expecting that it's going to be like that now. It's going to be fantastic. Who knows? Who knows? We'll have to see on the 3rd of February, I guess. But I guess also, you know, what would it sort of mean to you guys to represent Ireland in Liverpool with this song?
For us, it would be crazy because, like, just kids from Longfield, you never really hear people from Longfield going on to some crazy things sometimes. And it's like, wow, these guys are from Longfield and they went on to Liverpool to represent Ireland at Eurovision. And just in terms of like the genre as well, it's like, it's not a genre that many people have heard at Eurovision. So for us to say that, okay, we took that to Eurovision, people actually took it in. And see the ways people are still confused about the genre that it is as well. At least then we'd be able to say that, yeah, we brought this genre to Eurovision. It'd just be crazy. It would actually be a dream come true. Honestly, like it still doesn't feel real right now, but it'd just be crazy.
Oh, take every moment in whilst you can,
Mm.
honestly, because it's such a whirlwind anyway, at the very least. And fingers crossed you managed to make it all the way to Liverpool anyway for that. And I guess if someone listens to Down in the Rain and thinks, oh my God, this is such a tune, you know, like it's such a banger, I need to find out more of their music. I guess like what's one song from maybe the other songs that you've done that you
Mm.
would sort of recommend that people check out?
We have a song called "Fan the Flame." So "Down the Rain" is very melodic. It has its rap, but it's melodic as well. But "Fan the Flame" is a song that we hold close to our hearts, and it's a song that we really wanted to express our ability to rap like the best rappers in the world. I'm speaking about Dave and whoever you want to mention. It's "Fan the Flame" is a song where we wanted to express that. So to hear our full raw ability, I think "Fan the Flame" is the song to go to. What about you, Kobe?
For me, I would say if you liked Down in the Rain, but you want something a little bit to tone up a little bit, I would listen to Far Away. Far Away is like literally similar, basically the same genre, but it's just a bit more oomph to it. So
Oh.
if I was, you know, I'm actually gonna put this up on Twitter to listen people to listen to Far Away just because you said that now. That's a good one.
Oh, okay. I need to check these out. As soon as this is over, I'm going to be checking them out on my playlist because honestly, like you know, you just want to like pop a move to it. It just like it's just
Far
like one of the songs
Yeah,
that I'm just like,
that's
I'll
"Far Away."
get down to. You know, it's one of those songs. I love it. It's great. So I guess just sort of one final kind of question, I guess, is be what is your sort of message to our readers at that Eurovision site?
And
Um, I would say thank you. You guys really took a liking to us, and we appreciate that you see our personalities and you enjoy our music. So thank you, and hopefully we do get to Eurovision. All supporters of that Eurovision site, they can vote for us and they can show us love.
for me, I would say thank you for I just thank everybody. Like it's still crazy. Big shout out to Michael Keeley as well. But a lot of people talking about it on Twitter. Like you guys, like we had a rehearsal today and we actually took into account what people had said into our rehearsal. So like everything that people are saying constructively has helped us a lot. And just on February the 3rd, just vote for us because we'll be the best.
Oh, I'll be keeping all my fingers crossed. As someone who's in the UK at the minute, but from Ireland, I will be keeping all of my fingers crossed. And you know, it'll be fantastic. I'll be willing people to vote for you if you can. But yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you so much anyway for coming on to talk to us. Absolute best of luck on the 3rd of February. And have you got sort of socials that you want to drop just in case, you know, if people want to check you out, follow you out?
Mm-hmm. And you can go first.
I'm DA REAL ND on Twitter and Instagram. So that's the real ND on Instagram and Twitter and Kofi.
At KMUNI.FTH on Instagram, and then obviously the Academy Records music channel on YouTube and Academy Records on official on Instagram. So yeah, you can find us there.
Fantastic. That's amazing. I will be following you, doing everything like that. And everyone else should be doing that too after watching this interview. So it's fantastic. So thank you so much anyway. I'll be keeping everything crossed for you. And fingers crossed we can get to sort of bring some new genres to Eurovision. We're keeping all of them crossed. Thank you so much anyway.
Thank you very much for having us, Rory.
See you later.